everyone. So you're getting ready for your phlebotomy certification, which is awesome. You already know that safety is a massive topic on the exam. But here's the thing, it's so much more than that. It's the foundation of your entire career. In this explainer, we're going to build that foundation step by step to make sure you walk into that exam feeling totally prepared. You ready? Let's dive in.
I want you to think about your safety knowledge like you're building a pyramid. First, we'll lay down the solid base, which is all about your personal safety habits. Then, we'll stack on the different kinds of risks you'll face, the official rules you have to follow, and right at the top, what to do when things go wrong. By the end, you'll see how it all connects to keep you and your patients safe.
All right, let's start at the bottom of our pyramid, your safety foundation. This is all about the professional mindset you need to bring with you every single day.
You know, this quote right here really gets to the heart of it. Your certification exam isn't looking for heroes who take shortcuts. It's looking for disciplined professionals who do the right thing, the right way every single time. It's that consistency that prevents all the bad stuff from happening.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, because every single point here is a potential exam question. On the left, that's your professional uniform. That buttoned lab coat, that's your armor. Those closed-toe shoes, they're protecting you from spills or dropped sharp. Now, look at the right side. Each of those is a violation for a very specific reason. Artificial nails, for example, can harbor tons of bacteria, and they're way more likely to puncture your gloves. See? Every rule has a reason, and the exam will definitely test if you know it.
And this list, these are the absolute no-goes. It might seem like common sense, but think about it. Every one of these actions, from eating to just rubbing your eyes, creates a direct path for a pathogen to get into your body. For your exam, the key thing to remember is that these rules aren't suggestions. They're absolute.
So, we've got our personal habits down. That's our foundation. Now, let's add the next layer to our pyramid, really understanding the dangers we're protecting ourselves from. This is all about the what and the how of biohazards.
This right here is a game changer for your exam. I want you to think of these as the 5 doors a biohazard can use to get inside your body. Every single safety rule, from wearing safety glasses to using a sharps container, is designed to keep one of these doors locked tight. So when you get a tricky question, just ask yourself, which door is this rule trying to keep shut? It's a great way to figure out the right answer.
So with all those potential doors, what's our strategy? It all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea. Standard precautions. This is the golden rule. It means you treat every single patient and every single sample as if it's infectious. There's no guessing. This mindset is the why behind every pair of gloves you put on and every surface you disinfect.
Okay, we've built a strong base with personal habits and understanding risks. Now we're moving up the pyramid to the official stuff, the regulatory rulebook. This is where we talk about OSHA, the agency that sets the legal standards for our safety, and you better believe it's a huge part of your exam.
Now, this is a distinction you absolutely need to know for your test. Here's an easy way to think about it. Engineering controls are the tools that are designed to protect you, like a safety needle that sheathes itself. Work practice controls are the actions you take to work safer, like washing your hands. And here's the crucial part. OSHA wants you to use the best tools first and then back them up with safe actions.
So, where does your workplace keep all these rules written down? It's in something called the Exposure Control Plan, or ECP. Think of it as your facility's customized safety playbook. It's not some generic document. It's a living guide tailored to your job, and it has to be updated every single year.
This slide is basically a study guide for a very common type of exam question. You might get asked to pick out which of these components belongs in an ECP. So, take a good look. You'll want to be familiar with everything on this list, from identifying who's at risk to the exact steps for post-exposure follow-up.
Now we're getting to the real reason why all these rules and plans exist in the first place. Let's move up our pyramid to look at the 3 big bloodborne pathogens that OSHA is most concerned about: hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV.
Okay, this table is pure gold for your exam prep. You've got to know these differences like the back of your hand. Let's hit the highlights. First, there's a vaccine for Hep B, but not for C or HIV. That's a huge one. Next, notice that Hep C is now considered curable, but the one that really impacts us as phlebotomists is surface viability. Look at HBV. It can survive for up to a week on a surface. A week! That's exactly why we are so incredibly strict about disinfecting everything.
All right, here's one of those specific numbers you just have to memorize: 10.
Your employer has to offer you the hepatitis B vaccine for free within 10 working days of you starting a job with potential exposure. Not calendar days, working days. It's those little details that can make or break a question on the exam.
And here's that other number you can't forget. 7. For a full 7 days, that hepatitis B virus can be waiting in a drop of dried blood. This is why we clean our phlebotomy chair and our equipment between every single patient, without fail. You can't see the risk, but this number proves it could still be there.
Okay, we are getting close to the top of our safety pyramid. We've spent a lot of time on prevention, which is great, but what happens if an accident actually occurs? This section is all about what you do in those critical first moments. And on your exam, getting the order of these steps right is everything.
This sequence is non-negotiable. You have to memorize this order. First things first, you perform first aid on yourself. Decontaminate the area immediately. Then, you report it to your supervisor. No finishing your work, no waiting until break, you report it right away. Delaying is a critical error because that starts the clock on getting medical treatment, which can be time-sensitive. So remember, wash, report, evaluate, treat, document. That's the order. For cleaning up a spill, just remember the letters A, C, D, D. First, you absorb the spill to stop it from spreading. Then you contain the area so nobody walks through it. Next, you disinfect, and, this is key, you have to let the disinfectant sit for its required contact time to actually work. Finally, you dispose of all the waste properly. Oh, and a pro tip for the exam. If any glass was broken in the spill, it goes into a sharps container, never a regular biohazard bag. And here we are at the very peak of our safety pyramid, chemical safety. You know, we focus so much on biohazards, but the chemicals we use for cleaning and processing have their own risks. So let's quickly break down the different safety systems you need to know.
You've probably seen these GHS pictograms on the sides of bottles. Think of them as universal warning signs for chemicals. You don't have to be a chemist, but you do need to recognize what these basic symbols mean. They're a quick visual cue to tell you, hey, be careful with this stuff, and to maybe go check the safety data sheet for more info.
Speaking of which, let's be real. In an emergency, you don't have time to read a 16-section safety data sheet, or SDS. You need to know exactly where to look for the information you need fast. These are the key sections. If you get a splash, you flip to Section 4 for first aid. If there's a big spill, you go to Section 6. Knowing where to find the answer is just as important as knowing the answer itself.
This is another classic exam question. What's the difference between the NFPA diamond and a GHS label? It's actually pretty simple. The NFPA diamond you see on a storage room door, that's for the firefighters. It gives them a quick, at-a-glance rating of the hazards inside. The GHS label on the bottle, that's for you, the person about to use it. So think NFPA for the room, GHS for the bottle.
So, as we wrap all this up, I want you to think about this question. You're doing more than just studying facts to pass a test. You're building the instincts and the mindset of a true healthcare professional. When these safety principles become second nature, that's when you know you're ready, not just for the exam, but for a long, safe, and successful career. You've totally got this.